All right, I have a couple more questions, Phil, so hang with us. But we've just gotten some new videotape. You've been, well, this is the brother. Listen.
So for us to, we will never release the name of that person that has passed away or his family out of respect for that family, because the fact there's a family out there now that has no knowledge or no idea whatsoever that their granddaughter or niece or whatever the circumstances is missing, we do not want that family to go through the same thing that we're going through right now. It's not constructive, it's not fair.
And at the same time, I mean, some people are saying...
This is the brother of the mother who's behind bars, brand new to us, just feeding in. Listen.
Well, if I know, she's got to know. She told me. So it sounds like speculation to me.
But there's no chance that the father's family has anything to do with this disappearance?
No, because they should have no knowledge. He didn't have any knowledge. So
and to date,
that would...
You re-clarified that with Casey, that on a whim she didn't let them know, sort of on the...
I haven't spoken to my sister. The last time I spoke to her was over the phone. I want to say it was Saturday. It was either Friday or Saturday. So, I mean, it's been a few days since I've even gotten to speak with her.
And her father has not come up in your conversation with her?
No, he's passed away. I mean, this is not new news to any of us. I mean, we've known this for years. So, well, almost years, a year and a half or so.
Describe maybe how she met him or what you know of him, telling us who he is, just to, like, give it some...
Well, to my knowledge, obviously, you all are smart. You can figure out the time frame. This is nearly, well, it'd be 4 years ago, about 3 months or so from now. But aside from how they met, was it in school, was it just through friends and things like that? I know that she met this person through some mutual friends and things like that. So.
Did she attend his funeral?
Not to my knowledge. To my knowledge, it was out of state.
Is he about her age, or was he about her age?
Yes.
Also, was it a misunderstanding between Casey and her father about the letter, or was he just sort of responding to questions and it was a bad game of telephone going on?
Probably that. Probably the bad game of telephone. And, again, where it all came from was me giving my sister suggestions and ideas on how she could reach out. Now, of course, being selfish, we want a personal letter to us. We want her to, tell Jose something. We want her to talk to investigators. We just want to know what's going on with her, because we realize whenever we do get to talk to her, because it's recorded and all this stuff, she may feel it necessary for whatever reason to hold something back. So we're trying to at least give her every reason to say, hey, if you need to talk to somebody, there's means in which you can talk to us. But no letter has ever been created. No letter has ever been sent. We haven't even sent letters to her because we know how the process works, with the letter in the jail system.
Sure.
And we know that it'll go through other inmates' hands, that run that until it gets to her.
Oh, okay.
And it's not our intention to, spread other stuff that came up with a, somebody claiming, an inmate claiming that Casey said this and all that kind of stuff, because that's, number one, it's always inaccurate, and then number two, it doesn't help finding Caylee, which is the point of everything.
The other thing I wanted to clarify, some names have been thrown out, I guess, in the police report and via your family, and I've been personally able to clarify with a guy named Jeff Hopkins that he's got nothing to do with this.
Right.
Are there sort of like names that you're using for other people's names so that people that could...
That we are? No, no, we're not. I can tell you we don't have code names or, anything like that. There's nothing that's put out there for that purpose. Absolutely not. We have no reason to play. That would sound like somebody playing games, and nobody is doing that. If there's information that's out there, it is information that's being said that this is the accurate information if it's being followed up on and all the details are understood and actually looked into the right way. So now everything that comes out may be a piece of everything, you know what I mean? Exactly. So, but there's nothing,
Close, but no...
Right, but at the same time, we're not going to say somebody's name incorrectly or refer to somebody else as somebody else, because that makes no sense at all.
Well, this guy's been very cryptic, I got to tell you that. And it goes back to a phone conversation that he had with his sister in jail. Come back on cam, please. The way this worked was, Phil Keating's with us again. Phil, this guy was talking to his sister in jail, and he said, are there the people who we trust, we've been trusting, do we still trust them? The people inside our group, has that changed? It was very cryptic, and I've wondered from the very beginning, this guy laughing and all that with our reporter from Fox 35 there in Orlando, and you know, they seem to be trying to make the cops the bad guys here.
Well, the family was doing that initially for pretty much the first 10 days. Remember the grandmother, Cindy, scoffing at the notion that experienced detectives detected the smell of human decomposition, with Cindy Anthony dismissing that as, you know what, that could simply have been rotting pizza in the car. So they felt that law enforcement was trying to build a bigger, more serious case against their daughter all along. But the last week, they've somewhat shifted tactics and have now been working with investigators. A couple of updates right now on the breaking news at the top of the hour. An arraignment date has now been set for Casey Anthony, August 21st. Her attorney says his client will not have to make an appearance because he has already filed 2 not guilty filings. Also, Cindy, the mom, has now returned back to the house. She says she did not come here to visit her daughter in jail at 1 p.m. because she felt that would hinder the search for Caylee, and that she also is glad to see these formal charges filed against her daughter because they're not more serious, and she says they don't have anything more serious against Casey.
Phil, stay with us. Here's what I want to cover now. The mother of Casey Anthony, so the grandmother of the little girl who's missing, was supposed to come to the jail and visit her daughter just a short time ago. Phil will let us know why that didn't happen. In addition, I was talking about this phone call that the brother made with the woman who's behind bars, the mother of the little 2-year-old who's missing. We're going to play some of that phone call and let you decide. It's the continuing search for little Caylee Anthony. Phil Keating live on scene. Judge Napolitano is here with us, continuing coverage in 2 minutes. This is Studio B from FNC.